He said, I can tell by the way you're telling the story that you have too much skin in the game. And I texted my boss and I said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. All of those things that rise up in us that want to prove ourselves right. Well, I didn't know that that was actually hurting me. I didn't take a moment to actually realize what else is going on here. I could see the behavior, I could see what it meant to me. But when we're in our self-righteousness, it was one of those places where it didn't look to be a problem to me. It just seemed to be causing a lot of conflict in the room. So that was my sad story. She did take the patient, even though I said, I'll take the patient. Of course, then we had to play that. But it became my sad story for a few days because I was like, what did I do wrong? Why is this so hard? What's the problem here? And so I told my sad story to one of our friends, and she goes, but, can't you get over that? We need to keep nurses nursing. And I was like, well, that's true. She was having a bad day. Obviously, now I've had a bad day. Let's just kind of let it go. Another nurse friend told me, she goes, well, that was her being the way she was showing up. You have nothing to do with that. It's like water off a duck's back. And I went, well, that's true. But I was still suffering on the inside because I don't really like that kind of conflict. So I needed to solve the problem. And so then we were being mentored by Dr. Blevins at the time. And so I had to tell him my sad story. And he said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, I can tell by the way you're telling the story that you have too much skin in the game. He said, whether it was your gall or your righteous indignation, that was a you problem, not a her problem. And I heard that at a very deep level, and I went, oh, he's right. That was the problem, is I was being righteous about it, and it didn't look like that to me until that moment.